Let's go.
Let's go. Take 3. I don't want no normal shit, average ain't in my dang script. I don't want no basic, do that shit that don't make sense. Do that shit. I started out calling myself the blind kid when I was like 16 or 17 after I lost my vision. And calling myself that is a little bit of a stretch, I'm not gonna lie. I was called that a lot in like high school, right after I lost my vision. I guess people would just go, there goes the blind kid, there goes the blind kid. Instead of being all offended by it, I just pretty much went, yup, let's do it, brand it. Do that shit that don't make sense. Do that shit that don't make sense. Do that shit that don't. With rapping, with music, with being an artist, it came out of nowhere, and I didn't even know how good it'd make me feel until, like, you know, once you put some time in and you get better at what you do, it's not so much as practice as, it's not so much as practice as executing what you're doing, and then that's when it starts to feel good. That's when you can, like, let stuff off your chest while you're doing it, and, like, the weight off your shoulders, you're doing this to relax. Do that shit that don't make sense. 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 Recently, I would go in the studio and I'll let something on my chest, and it's like, I'll leave, and I wouldn't even notice, I didn't even notice, like, I was in that bad of a space until I leave, and I'm like, fuck, I feel great. Like, I feel great. Bounce, 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 hands up. All right, you guys, we're gonna get real interactive tonight. Get real fucking loud. Yeah, no, music to me is just therapy, being on the stage, because it's like, I'm up there and I'm just letting out everything that I've made as an artist. I'm going up there and I'm like, this is everything I wanted to tell you guys all at once, and you guys are here listening, listen. Come on, now, I wanna give you a I can't hear you. You go to the next one if you like. I hope everybody up in here tonight can find something that makes them as goddamn happy as hip-hop and being up on stage does for me. That's what the fuck we're here for, right? That's probably where the most therapy in music comes from for me, is being on the stage and just, like, honestly doing things that don't make sense, man. Like, does a blind rapper make sense? I can't read. I can't find the edge of the stage. I don't go on there with my cane. I'll take it to town. I'll treat you like this verse when I lay you down. All right, so I've been asked how I write my songs and how I, like, do all the memorizing, and honestly, there's no explanation to it. I didn't even know I could do it until I started doing it. I just got put in a situation where it was like, don't write anything when you come to the studio next time. Just feel it out and write it when you're there. And I'm like, okay. Just that kind of life, yeah, it's just that kind of life. Can't be everywhere you want it once or twice. Take a rap aside and see what he gon' write. Give a skateboard to the blind. See if you can fly. Toes above your eyes and try to drive. In the sky. See if you can really go and find love at first sight. See if you can really find some love at first sight. I'll sit there and I'll have the verse 16 bars looping and just playing over and over and over again. Rip up both your wings and try to fly. Close both your eyes and try to drive. Yeah. And I'll write a whole verse sometimes. I'll be like, all right, now I can go. Brett, you've been standing in the same spot for 20 minutes. I don't care. Script. I don't want no basic. Do that shit that don't make sense. 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 Ah, that's so cool. be literally sitting there looking like a crazy person, just twitching in the corner, writing a verse, because I'll be like, okay, that part there, okay, that part there. I'll write the end bar, the first bar, and just fill in the middle. Or I'll write the middle bar. I'll be like, okay, when this drum hits, I want this to happen, so I'll be saying this here. And I'm doing all this in my head, where I guess most people do it on a paper, which sounds so nice, dude. That sounds like because I've been doing it this way so long, I'm like, that sounds like cheating, fam. Obviously, it's not. It's you hustle your own way, you know? If you want to read, baby.
Do that shit that don't make sense.
Might actually.
Are we all pissed at how much we like that?
Do that shit that
Actually
don't
works.
make sense. Do that shit that don't make sense. Do that shit that don't make sense.